What's up, guys? We are back for a new episode of UFC Bro Picks. This is Justin. I'm going solo tonight. We were supposed to go, me and Ricky, like we always do, but at last minute, something came up with him. So the show must go on. And before we talk about, this card, in 2 days, UFC Utica, Jimmy Rivera versus Moraes, let's talk about the Liverpool card a little bit. The main event, a lot of people thought it was super controversial. I cashed on Darren Till. I did think it was a very close fight. I think what won it for him was the knockdown in the last round. But I mean, he outstruck Wonder Boy. I think he landed the bigger shots. He pressured him. I think it was the right decision. A lot of people think that it was a robbery and all that. I'm not going to go there. I don't think it was. But hey, I bet on Darren Till. I cash on Darren Till. So, it is what it is. Um, you know, I think Till should go out there and fight Usman next. The Wonder Boy fight it was a chess match, man. It was, a very good. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was a good fight, but I mean, it was a very close fight, like I just mentioned. But Wonder Boy, he found a way to found a way to lose, just like he did against, Woodley. The second fight, first fight was a draw, obviously. But yeah, man, I hope Till goes out there and fights Usman. That'd be a very good fight. Let's talk about a couple other fights. Let's talk about my play. So I was on a three-card losing streak. I snapped that with a winning card. I was 2-1. I also cashed on Pedersoli. He looked good, man. I mean, he was dominating the whole fight. He dominated the first round. He got dropped, but he showed he has a lot of heart. And Brad Scott just didn't look the same out there. And I'm glad I bet on him, man. Pedersoli is no slouch. We'll see who he fights next. Jason Knight, yeah, it kind of frustrates me, pre-tape I picked McLaren, after tape I bet Knight. Oh man, he's a dumb fighter, man. I mean, he's after 3 fight losing streak. He was winning the fight. I don't know, man. I mean, he could have finished him in the first round. Goes for a sub. I mean, it sucks that I'm saying this, but yeah, I think I'm done with him for sure. He's gonna have to get some cupcake of a matchup next fight, but I'm probably not gonna even play anymore. So he really burned me. I think I bet him versus Llamas too, so I'm 0-2 with betting night fights. But yeah, man, it was a pretty good card, on a Sunday, and now we have a very quick turnaround on Friday. I mean, tomorrow's the weigh-in. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, man, it was a nice plus 3.5 unit. Uh, winning on the night, and let's get to it, man. So the first fight of UFC Utica is going to be in the flyweight division. We got Jared Brooks versus Jose Shorty Torres. This is a very, very close fight. Initially, it was, Jared Brooks versus Hector Sandoval. I thought that was a pretty easy, fight for Jared Brooks. This is a different matchup. Shorty Torres, is no slouch at all. He's been on the regional scene for a long time. He definitely deserves this fight. And I think he's better on the feet. I think that he has probably the better gas tank too. But I do think that Jared Brooks has the better grappling, the better wrestling. Shorty's kind of chinny too. He gets dropped in a lot of his fights. We haven't really seen much of Brooks stand up so far in the UFC. He did outstrike Davison, but he showed a lot of power, man. Before the UFC, and I mean, are we going to see here? I'm not really sure. I know they both hate each other. I'm gonna have to go though with Brooks, man. I don't know if he's gonna go out there and drop him, but I just think that the wrestling is gonna be too much. The pace. I think that he's gonna go out there and just take him down, man. Just kind of out grapple him. In the third round, if Shorty's still there, he could take over because Brooks does gas a little bit, but it's a super close fight. Like I wouldn't bet on this fight. DraftKings, would be a good play because Jared Brooks gets a bunch of takedowns. And I mean, I'm not gonna narc on you for taking the shot on Shorty. I mean, the line's off though. I mean, he's minus 185. Brooks is plus 160. So obviously, it's dog or pass. But yeah, I'll go with the dog. I got Jared Brooks by a 29-28 decision. I think he gets a lot of takedowns here. So next fight we got Johnny Eduardo versus Nathaniel Wood. This is another pretty good fight. We got Coach Johnny, who he's definitely on the decline. Trains at Novi now, and you already know what's up with those guys. And Wood is making his debut. He's looked impressive. It's a very, very young kid. He has good stand up. He hasn't been in there with someone like Eduardo, but I mean, Eduardo's definitely on the way out. It's not the same guy that beat Eddie Weinman. Um, Eduardo doesn't really have a ground game, so I mean, I feel like a guy with grappling, could definitely beat Nathaniel Wood. Um, but this is going to be, I feel like, a striking match, and Johnny just got smoked his last fight against Navi Lopez, and I'm not going to take the shot on Wood at minus 285 or whatever it is. So it's a pass for me, but I'm gonna have to go with the favorite. I got Wood. I think he goes out there and makes it look, pretty easily. But it wouldn't surprise me if Wardo had some success and got the W. But I'm gonna have to go with Wood though. So next fight we got Jessica Aguilar, Jag versus Jodie Esquibel, and yeah, I got my first play of the night. I got 4 units on Jodie at plus 165, currently plus 110. And I just don't think that Aguilar belongs in the UFC. It's kind of funny because she used to have a bunch of hype, and people were saying that she might be the future champ and all this. And I mean, she just hasn't looked good. I mean, Claudia, just dominated her, and then she came back from the long layoff and fought Courtney Casey. And if you follow the channel, you already know how I feel about Courtney Casey. She just doesn't perform, dude. She's a jobber in my opinion. She's not good. And the fact that Courtney Casey went out there and beat her ass, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, Jessica Aguilar does not have striking at all. She does have decent grappling, but Courtney Casey, you know what she is. I mean, she goes to her back, and she let Jessica Aguilar take her down basically. And yeah, she has a nice up kick. She dominated the fight, don't get me wrong. But Courtney Casey, the fact that she beat her, I mean, pretty dominantly. I mean, that doesn't really, show that much in my opinion because I don't think Courtney Casey's that good. And a girl like Jodie Esquibel trained at Jackson's. She did lose her debut against KK, but she was tagging KK. I'm not gonna lie. She did lose, every round, but she showed that she has good boxing, and I do think that she has the better striking here. Obviously, this is a pretty clear cut matchup. All she has to do is stuff the takedown, and she's gonna win the fight. I do think she's gonna stop. I just don't think Aguilar has it anymore. Actually, I don't think she ever had it, to be honest. Maybe she was decent, a long time ago, like 10 years ago. But I mean, if you look at pictures of her on, Instagram and stuff, I mean, she looks like an 80-year-old grandma right now. I know Jodie's old too, but Jodie's definitely, I feel like younger in the fight years. And I just think she's gonna stuff, man. Just hurt her on the feet. I don't think she's gonna finish her. Aguilar is a pretty tough girl, but I think that's all she's got, to be honest. I just think Jodie's going to go out there and mess her up on the boxing and on the feet. And I think she's going to win a clear 30-27. And honestly, I don't care what Jodie does after this, but I just think it's a very good spot for her here. I don't think Jodie's a jobber at all, to be honest, dude. She's a decent fighter, and she has good boxing. And Jessica Aguilar has no boxing. The only chance for her to win this fight is to take her down and just lay on her, and that's not going to happen. Even if she takes Jodie down, Jodie's going to get right back up. So I got Jodie by 30-27, and let's cash this. So next fight, we got another close fight. We got Desmond Green versus Grayson Tibau. I'm going with Green. I do think that he is the better fighter now. If this is a couple years ago, it'd be a very, 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 very close fight. It is still a close fight, but I still think that Green, has the better. Obviously, has the way better chin, but he has the better striking. I feel like Tibau kind of a shell of himself. He looked terrible last fight and got smoked against Mac and Cheese. Um, I do think Mac and Cheese is a better striker than Desmond Green now. Desmond Green kind of got bullied last fight against Viserys, and that kind of scares me because Grayson Tibau is a very good grappler, but he is getting old. Potusada, I don't really know what he's gonna do. Is Green gonna knock him out? I don't think so. I mean, a lot of people think that Green might knock him out. If Green knocks him out, then his chin's definitely gone. But Green's never really showed any power. He has decent volume. Is he going to be able to take down him though? Like, I don't know. I think Grayson Tibau could take him down. I don't know if Green's going to be able to take him down. I think it's going to be a very ugly fight in the feet. I just think Green's going to outball him, to be honest, and win, maybe a 29-28. I don't think he's going to finish Tibau though. Even though Tibau, is on the decline and, he got smoked last fight. I don't think Green's going to hurt him on the feet. I think it's going to be a very close fight. A very ugly fight. But I'll go with the younger guy. Go with the fresher guy. I think Green has the better cardio. Green just, I like Green. He's a guy that makes decisions really close. But I just don't think Tibau has that much in him anymore. So I'm gonna go with 3 by 29-28, but it wouldn't surprise me if Tibau got the win here. So next fight we got Belal Muhammad versus Chance Rencountre. And this is a pretty good fight for Belal. I feel like, Belal's, definitely grown a lot, man. I mean, since his debut, which he looked good, man. I mean, I watched that fight live, and he got dropped a couple times, but he hurt Joe in the third round, almost won the fight because of that round. Um, he got starched against Luque, but I've been saying this for a long time. Luque's definitely a top 10 guy, in my opinion, right now. He can even be top 5 pretty soon. I think Luque is going to beat a lot of guys in the division. And no shame in that on short notice. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. I bet Tim Means, man, versus him, and that was a bad bet because Belal looked good, man. I know it was a split, but it shouldn't have been a split. It should have been unanimous for Belal. And Belal outstruck Tim Means and beat him at his own game, which is pretty impressive. He beat Randy Brown. He beat Jordan Mean, which is, Jordan Mean's pretty bad to be honest. But yeah, man, this new guy, he has power, and that's a little, I mean, obviously, I don't think Belal is a bad gym, but he is definitely a little Jimmy. And I think it's a KO or bust for Chance. He doesn't have the best grappling. The guy went to a split with Jake Lindsay, the librarian. Like, come on. Um, it's on short notice too. Yeah, I think he trains at Alliance, but he might be I mean, he's gonna be the bigger guy, obviously for sure. Belal's kind of a small welterweight. But yeah, I got Belal. I think he's gonna go out there and get a dominant decision. I don't think he's gonna finish him, but I think Belal goes out there and handles and to be honest, I wish this fight was going to sneak a price. I know a lot of people on Twitter were saying that they were going to max Belal, but honestly, I actually, was going to bet Nico Price there. To be honest, I thought Nico actually would have TKO'd him, late, but it's not happening, so I can't really talk about that. But yeah, I got Belal. So next fight we got Nick Lentz versus David Teymur. This is a very good fight. I'm a huge fan of both these guys. I love David Teymur, man. I'm 2-0 betting him. Bet him against his Lando. Against I was like what plus 310 or something like that. Bet him versus Klose at minus 150, and he's a very good fighter, man. I mean, also if you follow the channel, I'm very high on this guy. I'm high on his brother too, but I think David Teymur is serious. I think he's going to be a top 15 guy really soon. I'm a fan of Nick Lentz though, man. I always have. He's 12-5 in the UFC. He's a ranked top 15 guy at featherweight. I do think he's in a decline, but I definitely don't think he's a jobber. He's a tough guy for anybody. He definitely needs to work on his striking. Sure he has obviously at the new training camp with Henry Hoop. The striking didn't look that bad against Will Brooks. I just think that Teymur is way better than him on the feet. I think he outclasses him. Obviously, Lentz has the better grappling. Teymur's grappling, takedown defense is, looked a lot better, man, since tough. He even took down Lando a couple times, which is pretty cool. Klossy took him down a couple times, he got right back up. His takedown defense and his good game is legit. The only way I see Lentz winning is if Teymur shoots it for a sloppy, takedown and gets choked out because Lentz's guillotine is serious, dude. You saw the Will Brooks fight. Obviously, Will Brooks is a quitter, but that was still, very impressive. And a lot of people thought that was like Will Brooks was smoking him. I don't think so. That was a pretty close fight up until the guillotine, but that was pretty dope. Lentz has had some very good fights. He almost beat Charles Rivera in the rematch. That was a 1-1 in the third, and then he got subbed. But I do think he's in the decline. I do think there's a huge disadvantage on the feet. I think that Chambers is so much better, man. He's such a good striker, good kicks, good volume. He's super smart out there, good shin, and I just think he's gonna stop him. So, I don't like the line. Obviously, it was kind of funny because I opened at minus 165, and I was right about the place my bet, and then all of a sudden it went minus 285 or something like that, or minus 225. So I'm like, what? Like I'm not gonna play at that. But yeah, it sucks. I like Lentz, but I got Teymur, and I think he's gonna go out there and make a statement and get a first round finish. And honestly, man, I hope he fights someone huge next, maybe like Gregor Gillespie, or Benny Dairouche. Just someone like that's gonna get him up, in those rankings. Honestly, even the winner of OEM versus Alex Hernandez would be impressive. I actually think Teymur beats Hernandez. OEM, that's a different story because I do think OEM beats Hernandez, but we'll talk about that when the time comes. So next fight we got Sajario Eubanks versus Lauren Murphy. And this is my second play of the night. I got 2.5 units on Sajario at minus 155. And I don't think Lauren Murphy has any business in the UFC. I think that she's a huge fade. I don't think she's that good. I mean, you saw her on Tough losing to a 3-2 fire at the time, Nico Montano. And someone's probably going to put in the comment section, whoa, Nico Montano is the champion. Montano is going to get smoked when she fights Shevchenko. She beat Roxy in a 5-round fight. I mean, who is she really fought, to be honest? I don't think Montano is anything, to be honest. And I mean, she went out there and beat Warren Murphy's ass, man, in those 2 rounds. Warren Murphy just didn't have anything for her. And in my opinion, Sajaro, I think with, Smoke and Matano, I think that she's the most talented girl on that Tough season. She has, weight problems. I hope that she addressed it. She's definitely going to be a big girl in there. Warren Murphy's a pretty big, 125, where she's dropping 135. But you know what you're going to get from Murphy, dude. She trains MMA lab. Her boxing and striking's not that good. She's tough. She has good wrestling. I just don't think she's going to be able to take Sajaro down. I think Sajaro could actually take her down. I think Sajaro is just going to be too physical and too strong for her in there. I think that she's going to keep on, she always says, and pressure her and throw bombs. And I actually think she could hurt Warren Murphy and actually get, I'm pretty sure she's going to be the first girl to finish Warren Murphy. So I think Sajaro's going to go out there and make a statement, dude. And this girl's for real, man. I know that she's, 2-2. She's actually 5-2. You count the Tough fights, but I mean, 3-2 girl did it, to be honest. And against Murphy, I think Sajaro can. Sajaro, beat Roxy's ass as well. It was a good fight. Sajaro just, she bites down your mouthpiece. She comes forward. She throws bombs. She has a good chin. And she has very good striking, but she also has good grappling. She has a nasty jiu-jitsu. I'm pretty sure she's a black belt as well. You saw that armbar she hit against Maya Stevenson. And now she's full-time at Mark Henry, Ricardo Almeida, Ada Edgar. I mean, I think that her game's going to get even more better now. And I just don't think Lauren Murphy is good at all. I mean, she beat Barb Honchak by a split last fight. Who the hell is Barb Honchak? That girl's a jobber and a half. So the girl lost to Andrew Mangina, man. I mean, or Mangina, whatever you want. Come on, man. Like, that's embarrassing, dude. So I got Sajaro all day in this fight. And I think she's going to go out to make a statement, dude. This girl's for real, man. The only bad thing about it is her weight cut. But she looks pretty good so far. I've been looking at Instagram. And I think that she's going to make it. So I got Sajaro all day. So next fight, we got the first fight of the main card. We got John Villante versus Sam Alvey. And this could either be a boring fight or fireworks. Actually, it's probably going to be a boring fight, to be honest. Yeah, honestly, man, it's been a tough fight for me to call. I've been going back and forth in the site, but I gotta go with my boy Sam Alvey to get the win here. I just think John Villante has the worst fight IQ in the world. He has not been looking good. His chin's been deteriorating, and the guy, I know, Cummings, lost last fight, but I mean, Cummings, made him look stupid in that fight. He lost a very close fight against, he won a very close fight against Torres. So, Villante just doesn't throw a lot. I feel like I know Sam Alvey doesn't either, but I think Sam Alvey is just going to do what he always does and just come forward. And I don't know if he's going to out volume because both these guys don't throw a lot of volume. But I think when Alvey connects, he's going to hurt him, and I think Alvey's actually going to KO him. I think 205 is a perfect weight class for him. He looked very good last fight against Prashino, or whatever you want to say his name is. And John Villante can do the game plan that Elias did and a lot of guys. I mean, the game plan to beat Sam Alvey is to run away. Just kick him and run away. And Villante has very good kicks, man, for sure. He doesn't have the rest from the takedown, Sam Alvey, but obviously Sam Alvey, I feel like, has the more power. He has the better chin for sure. Villante doesn't have a good chin, I don't think, in my opinion. He used to, but it's, like I said, deteriorating. Alvey has a good chin. He can crack. He throws bombs. He just doesn't throw that much, just like Villante. But I feel like if it turns into a fight, Sam Alvey has advantage. I feel like Alvey's just going to connect and, hurt him. It could be a staring contest, but I'm going to have to go with Sam Alvey to get the win. And, yeah, that's about that. So, next fight, we got Julio Arce versus Daniel Teymur. This is my third play of the night. And I got 4 units on Daniel Teymur at plus 175, I believe. And yeah, I think it's a good matchup for him. A lot of people out there, a lot of people I respect and like, are picking Arce, and a lot of them are saying that they're picking him because Teymur gassed last fight against Daniel Henry. I'm sorry, Daniel Henry and all this. And I actually like Henry a lot. I bet him last fight versus Hakeem. due to law, whatever. And he got a knockout, like, or not knockout. I heard him when tapped him out in like 40 seconds. And honestly, dude, I mean, dude, Teymur is, a 5'5" guy at fighting at lightweight, and Daniel Henry's huge, dude. Daniel Henry is one of the biggest featherweights he's fought at lightweight, and I mean, he had a huge, dude, size advantage in that fight, reach advantage, and I mean, you can't really say anything about that because Julio Arce is not Daniel Henry. Julio Arce, I think, has like 1 inch, above Daniel Teymur. Daniel Teymur is a featherweight. He should be fighting this weight class, and I believe he's gonna have a good weight cut. And I don't get why all these people are just saying how, well, because Henry, beat him and had the big size advantage, he's gonna gas here. I mean, what makes you think he's gonna gas fighting, down a weight class at 145? It could be the best move for him, which I think is gonna be, you know. Julio Arce, I'm just not impressed with the guy. I mean, the guy has good striking, but I feel like he's one dimensional. I don't think that he has a ground game. He's a kickboxer, obviously, and Teymur's a kickboxer too. But Teymur has half his wins by sub, and Teymur has good grappling as well. I think he could take him down, tap him out. I think he's gonna hurt him on the feet though. Let's talk about Arce real quick. He does have good boxing, I will say that, but I just don't think he has that many tools in the feet besides that. I mean, he has good footwork, but Teymur has good boxing as well. He has good Muay Thai, but he also has very good weight kicks, and I think it's gonna be a huge factor here. He's a finisher as well, and I just think that he has more power. I think he's gonna go out there and hurt him on the feet. You saw Peter Pettis did on a Contender Series. He won the first round. He almost put him away, to be honest. And then Arce won against Ige, which is, yeah, I mean, it was a good win, but I mean, Ige just has no stand up, to be honest. And he's a tough guy. He has good grappling. He didn't take him down, but I mean, there's levels of this dude, and I just think that Teymur's the better striker. If he hurts him, I think he could take him down. And so just comparing, Teymur's last fight, and he's going to lose because the size. This is a completely different matchup. Daniel Henry is a completely different fighter. Julio Arce has like a 1 inch reach advantage. I'm pretty sure that Teymur's going to be the bigger guy in there as well, the stronger guy in there. So I like him here a lot, man. The way he throws and strikes. I mean, he's serious, dude. He's like 32, I think, and 2 in K1 striking. He's 6-1. The one fight that a lot of people like to talk about was like I think 2015, like 4 fights ago, when Teymur, he got dropped, and then it was a stoppage, and then he protested the fight. It was a bad stoppage. I mean, he clearly wasn't, he wasn't hurt. He got right back up, and he protested, and the ref, put the fight back in action. And then Teymur took him down and tapped him out. So I mean, you got to worry about Teymur's ground game as well. He has 3 wins by sub. He's a first round finisher too. The Daniel Henry fight, I mean, he went out there and just threw the kitchen sink, and then I mean, arguably could have been in 10-8. And a lot of people actually don't know about this. I haven't heard anyone talk about it on Twitter. Is that not Henry, but Teymur broke his hand in the first round. So I mean, obviously, he had to show adversity, but you didn't see him throwing in the second or third round. He did gas, obviously, but I mean, let's be honest, dude. Daniel Henry is, a very good fighter, and I just think he couldn't deal with that size. A 5'5" guy fighting at lightweight. Daniel Henry is a huge dude, and you're gonna see the size when Arce fights Teymur. They're pretty similar, to be honest. So I think 145 is for Teymur, and I just think he's a better striker, and I think he's has more power. I think he has more ways to win, more tools. If it goes late, I will be worried just because we saw him gas last fight. But I mean, like I already mentioned, I think it's because he fought a bigger guy, and also it was on short notice. It was like a week short notice, so this is not short notice. So I just think Teymur's gonna go out there and start him in the first round, and sucks, man, because a lot of people that I like are saying that he has no chance and all this stuff here, but all you guys are gonna be wrong. So I got Teymur all day. So next fight we got Jake Ellenberger versus Killa B Ben Saunders. This is another, close fight, but there's no way in hell that I'm picking Jake Ellenberger in 2018 to win this fight. I think Ben Saunders will go out there and get the finish, to be honest. I'll say this: we both have bad chins, they're both in the decline, but one of them actually, has heart and is not a quitter, and one just doesn't throw and is a quitter. And Jake Ellenberger, he's hesitant, doesn't throw, he's just gonna stare at you and stuff. He just got smoked against Mike Perry. And a lot of people thought he won that first round. It was a close round. I don't even know, to be honest. Mike Perry doesn't even throw much either, to be honest. So hope we get a new improved Mike Perry. But I mean, to be honest, I think Yancey could beat him. But well, that's another day. It's a close fight. Yeah, man. I think Killa B just, is definitely going to be the guy pressuring him. I think he's really going to hurt him in the clinch. He's going to, those knees, those kicks. I just think he's the one to be out of volume. He's going to be throwing more. Jake Ellenberger is going to stare at him and wish he was, we're tired, to be honest. I just don't think Ellenberger has it anymore. Obviously, like I mentioned, they both have bad chins, but in this situation, stalker pass. I would bet Killa B if I didn't have my fourth place, but I'm more confident in them. But I got Killa B. I think he's gonna go out there and finish him, to be honest, and retire him. And it sucks because if Barberino would have fought, I mean, that would have been a max bet against Ellenberger. So next fight, we got Walt Harris versus Daniel Spitz. This is another close fight, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the dog. I got Daniel Spitz. I know a lot of people like to make fun of him about the Godbeard fight. That was a week on a short notice, off the couch, and gassed, man. I mean, that's all he did. That's what he did. He gassed, and he has a very good chin, but I just feel like Walt Harris. You know what you're gonna get from him. He's a good athlete, but he just doesn't perform, man. And he doesn't have a good chin. He is a faster guy, but I mean the footwork of Daniel Spitz, I feel like he could really frustrate him, and Spitz can crack too. So I mean I think Spitz could actually hurt him on the feet. Harris is faster. I just don't know if he's gonna be able to deal with that footwork. I don't know. If it hits the mat, it'll be close. I know Spitz actually has a lot of wins by sub, and Walt Harris likes to tap that mat, man. I mean, you saw what he did against Verdun, like 3 seconds, tap the mat. So I'm gonna have to go with on the feet. I do think that Walt Harris might be maybe the more explosive striker, but I actually think Spitz could catch him. I think Spitz has the better footwork. I think he has the better chin. I do think he has the better jiu-jitsu and grappling if hits the mat, even if Harris tries to take him down. So yeah, man, I got the dog, and I actually thought about playing him as well, but I'm gonna pass. But he will be my DraftKings on it. So I got my boy Daniel Spitz by a second round knockout. I think he's gonna shock some people, man. This guy's not bad, dude. He really isn't. He trains with Mike Piesa, Jiu-Jitsu. A lot of people just want to think he's bad just because he get gas on 1 week notice against Godbeard. Godbeard's terrible, but let's be honest, if they fought again and they had training camps, I mean, took some smoke and finished him, honestly. So that was off the couch in 1 week. I mean, come on, you cut him from slack. So next fight, we got the co-main event. We got Gregor versus Finch Pichel. Initially, I thought Pichel might have a chance because he's can crack, dude. I mean, he has power. But Gregor you can't fade this guy right now, man. He's legit. He has very, very good boxing, but he also has very good grappling. And he's definitely small for the division, but I mean, I think it fits him good because he's going to have a speed advantage, and he's a tough, durable guy, dude. I mean, you saw what he did in his debut. He got hurt against Franca and then just bit down his mouthpiece and took him down. And, he's been finishing guys like crazy lately. Pichel's definitely, a good striker, like I mentioned, but he's going to get taken down, and he's going to go for a ride, and I think he's going to get tapped out. So I got to go with my boy, Greg Gillespie, by a finish. He's going to score a lot of takedowns, I feel like. And he needs to step up. He needs to get a top 15 dude or like a Teymur, because Teymur is, in my opinion, a top 15 guy. But yeah, he needs to quit fighting these cans. Pichel's not a can, but everyone else has been fighting the cans. Ronaldo can, Holbert can. Trace Gonzalez, he's not a can. I won't say he's a can. I think he's decent. I kind of like Jason Gonzalez, and I can't wait to see who he fights next. But other guys I mentioned, Holbrook and Ronaldo, they're trash cans. So we need a big step up. But this is a step up, man, for sure. But yeah, I got Gillespie. So the main event tonight, we got Marlon Moraes versus Jimmy Rivera, and I got my last bet. I got 4 units on Rivera and minus 115. And yeah, man, this is a good fight. I really think that Rivera's the better striker. I feel like he's more technical. I do think he has a better chin. I know that he's been dropped in a couple fights, but he showed that he's tough, man. Keeps on going forward. Moraes has been dropped a lot too. Moraes has actually been finished before, and Moraes did the chicken dance against Dawson twice. I thought Dawson won that fight. Maybe I'm biased as I bet Dawson, but I did think he won. He got wobbled against the Sunset. His last fight he beat Aljo, and yes, I faded him with Brett Johns, but let's be honest, I just don't think Aljo has shit. I don't think Aljo he's so overrated, dude. I mean, he really is, dude. Cody Salmon will butcher him if they fight. You heard it here first. Butcher him. Brett Johns he just didn't show up. He just, he's not the guy who I thought he was. Beating Aljo, I mean, the way he did was impressive, but I mean, I just don't think Aljo's a top 10 dude, to be honest. He's not going to be a top 10 guy. And I don't know why he's calling out Dominic Cruz. So Cruz would freaking smoke him and outclass him. Anyways, another day. But yeah, man, Moraes, he definitely he can crack for sure. He's been 5 rounds. Rivera hasn't been 5 rounds. Rivera, does gas sometimes. But the funny thing is, I just don't think this fight's gonna go away. I think Rivera's gonna catch him in the first, second round and put him to sleep. To be honest, he's just too technical. His leg kicks are good. I feel like he's just, too fast, dude, for Marlon Moraes. He is, man. He has a big speed advantage here. He definitely has a grappling advantage. I think he could score takedowns late, to be honest. And I think he's, the future champ. I think he could beat Cody Garbrandt. He could beat TJ Dillashaw, man. Rivera's, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, guys at bantamweight. Obviously, I'm very high on Cody Sandman, but I do think Rivera's, at the top right now. He's above Sandman for sure. I do think he can beat Garbrandt and Dillashaw, but I'm not overlooking Moraes because the guy is definitely a good fighter, but I just think Rivera has a better chin, and I think he's going to catch that chin in the first, second round. So, yeah, man, I got Jim Rivera by a first or second round knockout. So, yeah, man, those are my plays. I'll recap. I got 4 units on Rivera. I got 4 units on the little Teymur, baby Teymur, Daniel Teymur. I got 2.5 on Eubanks, and I got 4 on Jodie. So it's pretty, pretty big night, man. I got 4 plays. I got like 14.5 units risk. That's definitely one of the biggest I've ever had. But yeah, man, I think it's a very good card. 2 days, man. It's pretty awesome. And then next week we got Nerd Bash 2018. I cannot wait to talk about that fight. I already bet on Colby 4 units plus 110. I have like 2 bets with friends, like $100 each. And Colby's gonna go out there and do what he always does, and he's actually gonna finish RDA too. We'll talk about that next week because I could talk about that fight for like 3 hours to be honest. So all right, guys. We'll be back next week, and follow me on Twitter, UFC BroPicks. Follow me on Bev MMA Tips at BroPicks. Follow Ricky too, even though he bailed last minute because family emergency. But like I mentioned, the show has to go on, and you know what? I think we're gonna change the channel up a little bit, and I think I'll start having some guests, in the future to either break down the fights with me or with Ricky, all 3 of us. But I got a good amount of guys that I can come on here, and I know they'll do a good job like they always do. And yeah, man. So stay tuned to that, and we'll be back, man, next week. And I hope everyone catches. Later, guys.